Welcome to the show. Welcome to Your Thought Life podcast. I am your host, Michael Anderson. Today we're going to unpack the hidden cost of delayed decisions. Have you ever hesitated to make a business decision and find yourself regretting it later? Maybe it was waiting too long to hire that key team member or delaying an investment you knew could help the business grow. As we look at this topic today of the hidden cost of delayed business decision, you have to know that procrastination might seem harmless at first, but the ripple effects on your business, on your career, on the things that you want to get done are absolutely staggering. By the end of this episode, we've got a couple of things in mind, help you understand the toll of delaying a decision, gain an appreciation for how that's going to impact your personal and professional outcomes, then it would not be Your Thought Life Mindset podcast if we did not provide for you tools that you can utilize when you find yourself faced with this specific dilemma. Why do we do this, family? Why do we delay our decisions? Well, I think in order for us to answer that, we've got to think about the decision-making process. We've got to start by looking at how we addressing our feelings. Both of these are tough, but for many of us, fear plays the star role. What do I mean by that? Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, and even fear of success often paralyzes us to such an extent that we don't even get started. Therein lies the procrastination. Neuroscience also tells us that when we're faced with uncertainty, our brain's amygdala activates the fight or flight mechanism. Fight or flight is that response that makes you feel like, I can't do this. This is not something that I need to even try. There's a whole bunch of concern about the outcome. All of these factors work together to stop you cold in your tracks, and they prevent you from doing that action that you can remain in a safe place. Doesn't allow you to go outside of your comfort zone so you can be in a safe place. The whole fight or flight mechanism is to keep you out of harm's way. When you understand this, then you now are equipped with a baseline such that you understand the mechanics of what's going on inside of the mind, then also at an emotional level. My observation is that delaying decisions can create hidden costs. These hidden costs sneak up on you. You just think about it financially. Opportunities are slipping away, thinking about your career advancement is slipping away, thinking about your personal development, dreams, goals, and aspirations are being left behind. There are significant issues that arise as a cost of not doing something or delaying the decision. Let's also remember that underlying, we said procrastination, fear of failure, fear of the unknown, and fear of success were the key culprits. Well, indecision breeds confusion, it breeds lower morale, and it creates a culture of stagnation. Or, if you're outside of the team concept, it creates an individual feeling of stagnation. That whole cycle that we talk so often about where we feel stuck, where we feel like we can't get out of that rut, that's this playing out. And worst of all, it keeps us in that stuck state. You're burning energy worrying about what could happen instead of creating what will happen. We are sacrificing our future for a current state that says it may not be wise for you to go outside of your comfort zone. It may not be wise for you to do something you've never done before. There could be something, we don't know what, that ensues as a result of you doing this thing, making this decision, not being 100, it not coming out perfect. So many shoulda, woulda, couldas that they mount and mount and mount and cut off our opportunity to be our best version. Studies have shown that prolonged indecision increase stress. They diminish your cognitive performance. Get in a rut, get the feeling like you can't do it, like you're not enough. Golly bum. Yes, that's going to stress you out. Yes, that's going to make you question cognitively, do you have what it takes? Sure, because this is a perpetual state that you've now been in for days, weeks, months, and for some, unfortunately, years. The greater the degree of time spent here, the harder it is to contend with or break free from. But we're going to tell you today exactly how you can do just that, break free. Just real quick before we go there, I want you to know too that when you do decide to take action, even in the face of uncertainty, you are in the process of unlocking momentum. You have now initiated enough get started energy to begin a process whereby you can get out of that state that you've been in into a new state. The new state is not going to have, more often than not, the components of the old. And this is really key in keeping momentum on your side. Your confidence grows because you're starting to see results. That's maybe immediate, maybe it's a little longer term, but all you have to do is have a little bit of get started energy, then see your way through that first stage and get to that first milestone. If you get to that first milestone, family, you can go the distance and the momentum will help propel you forward. Research recently done at Harvard Business School showed that leaders who make timely decisions, even if they're imperfect, please note that, are more effective and inspire greater trust in their teams, in their families, and in their inner being. This is huge. Action not only boosts productivity, but it also frees the mind so that you can move forward. You're moving forward now with a positive mental mindset. You're moving forward with confidence. Now you're in a new loop that's working for you rather than against you. Let's talk about some of the actionable things that we can do. We find ourselves in this situation. We must reframe the fear. I want you to just, sit down with the fear. Let the fear get absolutely full blown. Sit down with it, talk to it, write it all down. Every single thing. Let it be as big as it can get. You want to understand every single thing that's being thrown at you, right, wrong, or indifferent about this specific task. Because understanding the fear signal and not stuffing it allows you then to understand what it is that you're actually having resistance to. Once you understand what you are having resistance to, then it's much more easy for you to shift your mind and begin to do the reframing component. Here's how this looks. Your brain says, what if I fail? You say, what can I learn? That subtle shift takes you from magnifying the fear to now showcasing what is the gain that I can get, even if it doesn't go exactly how I want it to. And it's a huge processing difference for the brain as well, because now instead of you saying something that really magnifies the fear, you're cutting that whole component out and you're now reframing to make this into something positive, non-scary that you benefit from. There's other things that you need to do. We need to have deadlines. I talk to so many people who have some of the most brilliant minds. They are doing some of the coolest things and they want to partner with us because accountability is absent. Deadlines are absent. We have to assign a clear time frame for decision, for the culmination of a plan, for the execution, and for postmortem. Behavioral psychology highlights that urgency drives action. Don't sit on it, don't wait, but at the same time, when are we going to get started? When do we suggest that this is going to be done? We've got to turn vague intention into a concrete concept or plan that we can follow, that we can hold ourselves accountable. What else can you do? Simplify your choices. Don't get caught up in all of the what if scenarios. Don't get caught up in the outcome. Be in the moment. Simplify your choices. And what this really means is too many options leads to decision fatigue or procrastination, analysis paralysis. Let's undo all of that. Studies confirm that narrowing your focus to 2 or 3 variable options only increases your decision-making efficiency and confidence. What's this equate to long-term? Efficacy. Keep everything simple. In the military, they used to use, I don't say it because it's not cool to say this anymore, but as a service member, they use the KISS principle, keep it simple, and then they said stupid at the end, and that's the piece that really throws this whole piece off. Nonetheless, use the 70% rule as well. I borrowed this from Jeff Bezos, and this principle is very simple in its concept. It suggests that making decisions when you have about 70% of the information is cool. If you wait to get the other 30, now you're going to be in that state that we just left where we're unable to keep it simple, where we're going to experience decision fatigue. Those things that we see play out in our life over and over and over, those are the things we have to write down in our journal to go after and correct, that when we're in these situations, we know precisely how we're going to show up based on the facts, based on our past, and what things we need to do differently so we don't have the exact same outcome. This very simple 70% rule, run with it. The intent is not for you to do this perfectly. We already said that. The intent is for you to get started. Waiting for 100% most certainly means that you're going to be waiting far too long and you're not going to have the get started energy, and it's going to be a problem. The hidden cost of delayed decisions is real. I'm glad we had the opportunity today to unpack this, because when I think about this, I think about how delaying decisions make me feel like I'm avoiding risk. But that's not really what's going on. I'm just staying in my comfortable place. The hidden cost is the real deal here. That delayed business decision, that delayed career move, that delayed task that you need to do to get started on your personal growth and development. All of these things being delayed have a significant cost. Time is our most precious resource. We can't get that back. Once a day is spent, it's gone. If you can reframe fear, if you can set deadlines, if you can simplify your choices and exercise the 70% rule, you have a very high probability of transforming hesitation into action. The action then results in progress. The progress is a springboard into your momentum. The momentum helps you hit your target. The sooner you can decide, family, the faster you can grow. Thank you so much for your time today and for listening in. I most certainly appreciate it. Do consider leaving us a rating and a review. We appreciate each of those. You can contact us if you need anything, want to recommend some episodes and the like on Linktree. The link will be available in the show notes. You should know that you are enough. You can do it. And you are uniquely equipped to realize your goals. Until next time, take care and keep pushing forward.